Human interactions are like a complex puzzle, but there's a special part of it that's truly fascinating: the power to influence others without saying anything. This isn't about talking, it's about thoughts, energy, and what's going on inside our minds. As we study this interesting idea more, it's clear that this skill can grow a lot. Think of it as a muscle that gets stronger with practice. The more we work on it, the better we get at influencing people. This journey of learning about ourselves shows us that our ability to impact others can change a lot. It's like using a magnifying glass to focus sunlight. When we really concentrate on how we see others, big changes happen. People who we thought we knew can seem totally different when we meet them again. This isn't just in our personal lives. It changes how we work, how our teams get along, and how we interact with people every day. The key to all this is understanding that, deep down, everyone's thoughts are connected, even though it might not seem like it. When we get this, we start to see how we can influence others without speaking. We start to shape our own beliefs and ideas about people. We start to believe that they are what we think they are. In our heads, we line up our thoughts with what we want to happen, and the people we meet start to reflect these thoughts back at us. This is super useful in business. Whether it's with co-workers, customers, or business partners, our skill to influence without words becomes a powerful tool. Now imagine if we applied this understanding in every aspect of our lives. Picture a world where we can build stronger connections and understand each other better, not through words, but through a shared understanding and mutual respect. This would lead to more harmonious relationships, both at work and in our personal lives. In such a world, conflicts could be resolved more easily. By understanding the power of our thoughts and intentions, we could navigate disagreements and misunderstandings with greater empathy and insight. This would not only improve our personal interactions, but also create a more cooperative and productive environment in our professional lives. Moreover, mastering this skill could lead to greater self-awareness and personal growth. As we become more attuned to the impact of our nonverbal communication, we start to understand ourselves better. We become more conscious of our own thoughts and feelings and how they influence our interactions with others. The power of silence in communication. Silence is often overlooked in communication, but it can be a powerful tool in influencing others without speaking. When used thoughtfully, silence can enhance a conversation, create emphasis, and encourage deeper thinking. When someone pauses while speaking, it naturally makes the listener pay more attention to what's being said. Think of a speaker who pauses right after making a crucial point. This pause lets the point sink in, giving listeners time to think about it. It's like underlining a sentence in a book. It makes you notice and remember it. Sometimes, when you're silent in a conversation, it gives the other person a chance to talk. This is especially useful in situations like meetings or counseling sessions where you want others to share their thoughts. By staying quiet, you create a space for them to fill. It shows you're listening and interested in what they have to say. In storytelling or public speaking, silence can build suspense or anticipation. Think of a storyteller who pauses right before revealing a crucial part of the story. So it is true that moments of silence makes the audience eager to know what comes next. When you take a moment of silence before responding to a question or comment, it shows that you're giving the matter serious thought. This can make your eventual response seem more considered and respectful. It indicates that you're not just reacting impulsively, but are taking the time to think things through. In heated conversations, taking a moment of silence can help calm things down. It gives everyone a chance to cool off and collect their thoughts. This can be much more effective than trying to talk over each other or having the last word. People who are comfortable with silence often come across as more confident and in control. It shows that they're not rushed or pressured to fill every moment with words. This can be very influential in settings like negotiations or interviews. Picture this: you're working with someone who didn't really get on board with the project at first, but then something amazing happens. They start to change. Their attitude gets better, they're really contributing, and everything just starts to click. It's like they've picked up on what you were thinking without you even having to say anything. This change isn't just about convincing them, it happens naturally. This kind of thing doesn't just happen at work either. It can happen with your family, friends, pretty much anyone. People start to act more like how you see them in your mind, and everything just flows better. William Walker, the Magnus Incognito. Now let's talk about William Walker Atkinson for a sec. He wrote a bunch of books using different names like Theron Q. Dumont and Yogi Ramacharaka. There's also this mysterious name he used, Magnus Incognito. One of his big books is The Kybalion, which people think was written by 3 other people, but it's really connected to Atkinson's ideas. He also wrote The Secret Doctrine of the Rosicrucians, and it's got a lot in common with The Kybalion. Both of these books are about this idea we're exploring, influencing people without talking. Getting good at this starts with convincing yourself about how things work when you're dealing with others. It's all about believing that the way you see people is how they'll act around you. Instead of trying hard to get people to do what you want, you kind of start this cool process inside your mind. You really believe they are the way you think they are, and that belief changes everything about how you interact with them. In this whole thing, your thoughts, beliefs, and the people you meet all work together. When you really believe certain things about people, they start acting in ways that match your beliefs. It's not just hoping or wishing, it's a real change in how you see the world. The people in your life, at work, at home, everywhere, they're like mirrors. They reflect what you believe about them. This whole idea of changing how you interact with people is based on this deep connection between what you think inside and what happens outside. This power of nonverbal influence extends beyond immediate interactions. It's a tool for building long-lasting relationships and networks. By projecting positive and affirming thoughts about others, we not only influence their behavior in the present, but also pave the way for future interactions. This approach creates an atmosphere of mutual respect and understanding, fostering a sense of trust and cooperation that can be beneficial in both personal and professional settings. For instance, let's think about a business leader who's trying to work with a team member, but they're just not seeing eye to eye. Instead of trying to push and convince them, the leader uses a different strategy: self-persuasion. They start to picture this team member in a better light, imagining a smooth and successful working relationship. They focus on this goal, looking out for any small changes in the team members that match what they're hoping for. With this mindset, there's no need for arguments or hard persuasion. The leader's change in thinking leads the team member to naturally start fitting into the leader's vision. This approach isn't just for work stuff, it works in our personal lives too. How we think about our family, friends, and even people we just meet can really change our interactions with them. When we believe certain things about people, even if it's just in our heads, it sets the stage for easier and more positive relationships. People start to act more like how we see them, and everything just feels better and more natural. This happens as we go about our day, thinking our thoughts and influencing our interactions without even realizing it. Exploring Atkinson's insights. Now let's talk about William Walker Atkinson and his cool ideas. He taught a lot about how we can influence others without even talking, just using our thoughts. He said that when we think or feel something, it's like we're sending out these invisible thought waves. These waves can actually affect other people's minds if they're nearby. Atkinson explained that these waves can make other people think or feel similar things. It's like when you walk into a room and you can just feel what's going on without anyone saying anything. That's the power of thought waves. Atkinson's ideas show us that our thoughts aren't just stuck in our heads. They spread out and can change the thoughts and feelings of the people around us. This isn't just some theory, it's something we can use every day, whether we're at work, with friends and family, or just out in public. By being aware of these thought waves and how they work, we can get better at connecting with people and making our interactions go smoother. Non-verbal influence in daily life. Using the skill of influencing others without words can really change our day-to-day life. Let's say you're working with someone and things aren't going great. Instead of trying to argue or push them, you start picturing them as the perfect teammate. You really focus on this image and believe that your time together will be good. Then, you start noticing little things in their behavior that fit with what you've been imagining. This way, you don't have to push them. Their attitude and actions start to change naturally. What you're doing is letting your own thoughts about them shape how they respond, and it's all happening inside your head. This isn't just for work, it works with your family and friends too. Think about a friend you've had trouble with. Instead of focusing on past problems, you start seeing them as a great, understanding, and kind friend. As you hang out with them, you watch for little changes in how they act that match your new view of them. Over time, you'll see your friendship become better, with more understanding and closeness. The cool thing about this is how well it works and how it gets rid of doubts. As you keep doing this in different parts of your life, you'll see good changes happen faster and more smoothly. No more fighting, being upset, or trying to force things. You start a new way of relating to people where your thoughts and what you want guide how you interact, all without saying anything. This isn't just a theory, it's a real powerful way to make your relationships better, both at work and in your personal life. Bringing it all together. To wrap it up, being able to influence others without talking is an amazing skill. It's all about believing in your own thoughts, understanding the power of thought waves, and knowing that what you think can shape your reality. As we keep learning and using these ideas, we get better at handling all kinds of social situations with ease, subtlety, and a big impact. The implications of such a practice extend beyond just improving current relationships. It opens doors to new connections and opportunities. By cultivating a positive mental outlook towards others, we not only transform existing relationships, but also attract like-minded individuals into our lives. This approach creates a ripple effect, where the energy of our thoughts and intentions draws people towards us who resonate with our mindset. In this way, we not only enhance our existing relationships, but also expand our social and professional networks in a way that aligns with our inner beliefs and goals. This holistic application of nonverbal influence not only enriches our personal interactions, but also paves the way for a more fulfilling and harmonious life journey. I invite you to reflect on these ideas and share your insights in the comments below.